up, Cherishing Flow fam? If you are new to this channel, then stick around and see if you love me, and if you do, then subscribe and turn your notification bell. If you are not new to this channel, then welcome back. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you, and let's get straight up into this video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about morning success tips, how to have a successful morning. Y'all know how I believe in getting up in the morning and being great and starting your day off the right way, starting your day in control of your day. If you don't start your day early, then what you're doing is allowing everything else to dictate how the start of your day goes. Number one is to wake up at a time that works well for you. I am an advocate of waking up early, but I'm not an advocate of waking up at ungodly hours that just make you miserable and unhappy. It is an adjustment to wake up a little bit earlier than you need to, but it is necessary. However, depending on you, your needs, and what your goals are, you may not need to wake up at 4 and 5 a.m. It is all up to you. For some people, 7 a.m. is too early. For some people, 8 a.m. is too early. But you really have to find a time that is earlier, but allows you the mental space to do what you need to do in the mornings. 2 is to hydrate quickly. Hydrate before you dehydrate. Y'all know that is one of my mottos. One of the first things that you need to do when you get up is to get yourself a nice, delicious glass of cold water, or just water if you like me. You don't really like cold water like that. Hydrating first in the morning, 1, wakes your body up. It hydrates and wakes up the inside of your body that gets you good and ready to go. And 2, if you're drinking cold water, it's kind of like a shock to you. It's like having cold water pouring in your face. It's like, I do that usually in the morning as well because it helps wake me up, and that's something I've learned from my boyfriend because I never used to do stuff like that, but it does actually have a huge difference, and I end up being more awake and alert. Number 3 is get moving. Don't just wake up, but get up. Get yourself up and moving around your house. For me, I walk around my living room a couple of times. I'll go walking into the kitchen and around my kitchen. It doesn't have to be anything deep. Stretching, that's something I do in the morning. Get your body moving, get the blood flowing. Tip number 4 is to think positively. That means that when you wake up in the morning and you wake up at a time where you're quiet, you control your thoughts. Think about things that make you happy, that make you motivated. Think about your goals. Start visualizing. Think positively. This is one of the reasons why I say things like don't touch your phone, because you don't want anybody else but you being in control of your thoughts. So wake up and start thinking positively. I compliment myself every day, all day, but that includes the mornings when I wake up and I'm like, I'm powerful, I'm successful, I am motivated, I am disciplined, I am the bomb.com, okay? I tell myself all of these things, and however it is that you talk, when you hyping up your friends, hype yourself up that same way in the mornings. Tip number 5 is to love on someone. This is one of my favorite tips because it is one that I don't really hear that often. Get to hugging on something you love. If you have a dog or a pet, love on them. Give them some cuddles and some kisses. Start your morning off with that bubbly love feeling. If you have a significant other and they're up in the mornings with you at one point or another, give them some kisses. Tell them you love them. Look them in their eyes for a few seconds. Show love to somebody around you and cuddle with your teddy bears. Y'all see I have a bed full of stuffed animals. I be cuddling on my stuffed animals. I don't care. Like, get to loving and cuddling on something or someone, and you will be surprised what a positive effect that has on how you start your day. Tip number 6 is to set yourself some goals. Goal setting is a big thing for me. I may do an entire video on the importance of setting goals, but the reason why goal setting is so important, especially when you start setting your goals for the day in the mornings, is it gives you a sense of purpose, which in and of itself can be motivating and promote discipline and focus because you have goals. You know what it is that you want to get done that day. Tip number 7, and this is also a really, really big tip, is to prep the night before. I cannot tell you enough what a good and relieving feeling it is when I wake up in the morning and there are certain decisions that I don't have to make. My clothes are already picked out. Everything is already cleared off. My water is already made and ready for me to drink. All I have to do is get up and go through my morning routine. I don't have to prepare anything because everything is already prepped. It is the same principle, I think, as meal prepping. It takes a lot of the difficulty of getting out of the bed because you don't have decisions to make. It's the same thing as meal prepping. You don't have decisions to make. You don't have to sit there and cut up stuff because it's already cut up. So when you're preparing for things ahead of time, it helps you to get those things done better when it's time. Tip number 8 is to spend some time alone. This is one of my favorite tips too, because I am an introvert and I really, really, really enjoy spending time by myself. That's one of the reasons why I do enjoy getting up early in the morning, because usually, even if other people are awake, they're not usually up and about and around me and in my space. Nobody's talking to anybody at 6 and 5 o'clock in the morning. At the very most, me and my boyfriend, if we're both up at the same time, because sometimes that does happen, it's like a good head nod, hey, good morning, love you, and how'd you sleep, and that's it. That's the end of it. Then we both do our separate things, and I'm able to spend some time by myself, checking in with me, seeing how I'm doing, seeing how I'm feeling, and being in control of myself. Alone time is important no matter who you are. Having some time to yourself is key. Tip number 9 is to try and avoid social media. Like I said before, when you pick up your phone and you start looking at things and scrolling through things, you give somebody else the control of what your first thoughts are in the morning. Because if you are opening up Twitter, for example, my favorite app, anybody, you have no idea what you're gonna see. You don't know what your friends are tweeting. You don't know what other people got going on. You don't know what scandal could possibly be out there in the world. And you do not want to start your day thinking about some celebrity drama or thinking about some stupid thing your friend said that you may not have expected. You do not want anyone else to be in control of what your first thoughts are in the morning. For at least the first hour, I would say, stay off your phone. Stay off of social media and avoid it for as long as you possibly can. If you can go longer than an hour, go longer than an hour, but utilize as much time as you can being in control of your first thoughts in the morning. Tip number 10 is to don't multitask. I know lots of people be trying to get up, you brushing your teeth, you doing this, you doing that, and you're trying to do multiple things at once. Practice some mindfulness. Take things one step at a time and focus on one task at a time. That's not easy for me either. Trust me when I say it, because I am the person who will constantly be trying to do a million things at once. I will be doing engagements, scheduling tweets, and trying to figure out my life for the next week or so, because I am an obsessive planner and I'm also always putting too much on my plate. I am aware that it is not always easy to multitask, which is one of the reasons why getting up earlier is so important, so you can have the time to focus on one task at a time. That is one of the main reasons that I am such an advocate for getting up early, so you're not rushing, so you're not trying to force yourself to do more than one thing, because when you are separating your mind into sections, focusing on different things, none of those things get your full attention or the quality that they deserve. Tip number 10 is pray. Tip number 11. Tip number 11 is pray. Now, if you are not somebody who's spiritual or believes in God, then this tip is not for you. You're not going to resonate with this. But for me, my relationship with God is like this. Me and him, me and the man upstairs, we mad cool. You feel me? So I talk to him every single day, and I try to start my mornings talking to him. That's actually I think that is the first thing I do when I wake up before I even actually get out of the bed, is I sit up and I pray and I talk to God. I tell him I talk to God about some of my first thoughts in the mornings, and I ask him to guide me through my morning and make sure that my morning is progressive and productive, and that I'm doing things his way. You know, me and God, like I said, we here, so we be communicating. And I think that that's super important if you are a spiritual person, to start your day with that spiritual side of yourself and utilizing your relationship with God, whoever that God is that you serve, whoever it is, starting your day with them is a good way to start your day. And my last and final tip is to eat the frog. Now, what does eat the frog mean? I recently learned this term. I've always kind of utilized it as a tip, but I didn't know there was a term for it called eat the frog. I don't know why I like that so much, but I do. That basically means is to tackle the hardest task of your day. For me, that is, honest to God, usually editing videos. The one thing that if I wait on it and procrastinate, it'll take me days to get finished, as opposed to if I make it one of the first things that I do in the morning, it'll go ahead and get done because I'm going ahead and getting it out the way. It helps me stay consistent. So whatever it is that you find that you're dreading to do, just go ahead and get it done early in the morning. Let that be one of your first tasks. To go ahead, let me go ahead and edit these videos, or let me go ahead and schedule this content, or let me go ahead and record these videos. Like whatever it is, eat the frog. Just get it out of the way, get her done, so that by the time you know you're on to your next thing, by the time you're actually ready to walk out the door, you feel like you've accomplished quite a bit, because you've already accomplished the most difficult thing that was for you to accomplish. That makes it easier to go throughout your day and accomplish the other things that's on your to-do list. So like tomorrow morning, for example, one of the things on my to-do list is editing videos. This is something that I was not looking forward to, so I'm going to be editing videos early tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. So yeah, those are all my 12 tips. tips. If you have made it to this point in the video, then leave a sun emoji in the comment section down below. I love you guys ever so much. Make sure that you're liking this video. If you've made it here, then obviously you love me, right? So subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I love you guys ever so much, and I will see you in the next video.